So one of the tests that we do in the office that's one of the more meaningful tests that you could have in an auto accident is a dynamic electromyography test. Dynamic referring to range of motion, and electromyography referring to the fact that we are measuring the muscle movement, the muscle firing through that movement. So what we use is a little device called a dynamic EMG. Now this little device here has little lead wires to it, and it attaches to little EKG pads, just like you'd see in the hospital, and when somebody is putting it on their heart and we're testing electromyography of the heart. But these pads go on the muscle groups in the back of the neck or in the low back, any area where we're testing the motion and the contractibility of those tissues. Then we take some range of motion devices. These are called dynamic EMG range of motion devices, and we've set these on the neck or the low back. You do movement. As you do movement, we're measuring not only how do you move, how much do you move, how are the muscles firing, and we're looking for patterns. We're looking for, does your muscle fire smoothly, or does it struggle, or does your muscle fire in an abnormal pattern? Does your muscle fire through a full range of motion, or do you struggle to get through that range of motion? Or while you're doing that, does it fasciculate? Does it contract? Does it spasm? These are all things to not only prove that your range of motion is accurate, but that you have a current acute injury, whether or not you're having a episode that is partially chronic, or whether or not, hey, it looks like it's getting better, it's improving a little bit at a time, and we're seeing an increase in range of motion, we're seeing an increase in proper muscle firing patterns. This is a wonderful test that if your doctor hasn't done this on you, you really want to consider, because when we get a year in or 2 years in on some cases, like complex cases, and we need to show not only another attorney or insurance company or judge what is really happening with you, we can go back and we can look at this as scientific, evidence-based data. That's not just you complaining that you had pain. It's you showing that there really was a problem. And this is a very, very, very good way to measure soft tissue injury. Not just, it's not just a opinion. This is what we call evidence-based fact. So hopefully that's helpful. If you want to have us take a look at this for you, and you want to know if you had an injury and you want to know whether or not this test could be helpful for you, give our office a call. We'll be happy to help. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.